then I choose you.
Be cool, baby, okay?
Hey, bitch, come here. Got your motherfucking man, come here.
Mr. Pretty Tony, I mean, you know the rules of the game. I mean, your bitch just chose me. Now we can settle this like you got some class, so we can get into some gangster shit.
Fuck being on some chill shit. We go 0 to 100, nigga, real quick.
Yo, what up, what up, what up? Long time no see. This is Thanks for Asking, Kel's podcast. I am Kel's at KMGZ on Blue Sky. And I'm back. I know it's been a long time. I apologize. And I'm apologize one more time because it's been such a long time because I just ain't been in the mood to talk and put a show together and come up with stuff to say. I just ain't. I have not. And I'm gonna apologize because this episode, it might be a little bit all over the place because I still have not put anything together, but I was like, look, if you just keep going, you're just not gonna do it. So just do it. And so I'm just recording. I don't have anything mapped out. I don't have any kind of structure. So I'm gonna try to keep on track here. I don't know how long it's going to be, but I just like, if I don't just jump back on this mic, then I might never. So, and I just want to say I appreciate all you guys that have been listening all along. I'm still surprised by how many people actually listen, and I don't really know why y'all listen, but I appreciate it. And I apologize, and I don't mean to be a flake like this, but I mean, I've been doing this a very long time, and I don't know. Let's just get started. So, I've been doing this a very long time, and if y'all been listening, y'all know I've been saying stuff for a long time about this. Let me just caveat: I'm not going to talk about any of the election. I know y'all might want me to. I was original K-Hive. I'm still K-Hive. I will say a couple things. I think if Kamala Harris would have done everything the same and been a white man, she'd be president right now. I'm tired of hearing about all this bullshit. We all know why they would not vote for her. When Joe Biden dropped out, my stomach dropped because I said we were going to lose because I knew that they were not going to vote for her because she's a black woman. We saw how they acted when she ran the first time, but she's such a fucking brilliant woman and capable woman and put this brilliant campaign together, and it was so great. And I got a little hope that maybe we could get these white folks to not white folk, but I really didn't have a lot of faith in it. But the other reason I'm not going to talk about it is because, look, I decided when I jumped back on this mic that I'm going to just not hold back. And I know some of y'all like, damn, bitch, you was holding back before. Like 95%, yes. I'm not doing that anymore because I think that it's the reason why Trump and the GOP and all this bullshit is able to get so far is because those of us who are not on that side but are not on the other side either, these third party and just super left liberals with all this crazy shit they're always pushing, it's because we're trying to do this what they call big tent thing. And I'm going to start pushing it back against that because I don't think I'm saying Democrat because I'm going to tell you, after this election, I'm going to be an independent. Not because I don't believe in democracy and all that, because the Democratic Party is a bunch of pussies, and I'm tired of being on a losing team. I really am. They are worse. They are the fucking worst. I'm not going to talk about it, but they're the fucking worst. So I don't identify as a Democrat no more because I'm not no loser and I don't like being on no losing team. So I'm going to be an independent. Not going to vote for Republican, but I'm not identifying with them niggas no more. I can't. This was the last straw. But those of us who call ourselves Democrats or align with that set of values and just not GOP. Let's put it like that. People who not Trump would never vote for Trump, saw Trump what he was from day one. We really don't agree or don't think that a lot of this shit that a lot of these people want to push forward. Damn, I should have saved it because somebody on Blue Sky said it perfectly earlier when I said that I think that it was a while ago. I'm sorry. I told y'all it's gonna be all over the place. I have not prepared. I just jumped on the mic. Um, they said it perfectly because I was saying that I think that the Democrats. Here we go. Ooh, I found it. I said that the Democrat media apparatus needs to focus on regular working class people at all income levels, not just the poorest, and move off these fringe social justice issues that do not impact most people. I'm not saying abandon them, but don't let them become wedge issues. And like perfect example, student loans. Way more people are impacted by student loans than are impacted by trans rights. And if you are trans and listen to this, I hope you don't take offense. I hope you don't. If you do, hey, but you are such a. I'm not saying you shouldn't have rights, but you are such a small segment of society that, in my opinion, you're not saying your issue should be ignored, but they should not be front and center. Student loans it impacts way more regular people than that. Many more people are impacted by the cost of daycare than this immigration shit, right? Stuff like that, the dreamers and all this and all that. Like, yeah, don't allow these things to become a wedge issue. Now, I thought I was going to be able. Somebody said something brilliant, but I can't find it now. Where is it? Oh, well, maybe if I go back to that tweet, I thought it would be under the responses. It might have been a retweet, but somebody said something to the effect of um the new thing is to be seen and heard with over strategy, which is what I was talking. What I was referring to is strategy, right? Um, and people have turned strategy into respectability politics. Martin Luther King and them, they didn't want to put the pregnant teenager in front because she was pregnant. Yes, absolutely. That's called a strategic decision. We are trying to accomplish something long term here. And so we are making it much more difficult if we put a pregnant 16-year-old who got arrested on the bus out there as the person we're getting behind as opposed to Rosa Parks. Right? And somewhere along the way, we lost it. And so so all I'm gonna say, we all know what happened. Like I said, I'm still KI, but I'm just gonna say this. The day after work or whatever, and still people are like, we have to fight. We have to fight. Listen to me. My generation, I'm Gen X, and some of the older millennials. And when I say older millennial, be clear. I'm talking about you got to be minimum 45 years old, because a lot of you millennials like to lump yourselves into the good folks. And y'all are the problematic folks too, because we remember in 2016 when y'all didn't want to vote for Hillary Clinton. We remember in 2016 all that Bernie bullshit and protest votes and shit. And now y'all are trying to slide back in like y'all started all this shit. So I don't. Y'all millennials, y'all try to put yourself into a lot of shit. Y'all try to put yourself in the Gen X. Like I said the other day that I didn't know who this Lisa Frank person was. Still don't. Oh, and all of y'all, oh my God, you have to know, because in the 90s, listen, Karen. When I say I am grown, when I say I am Gen X, I am not playing around. You guys are not like us. You guys were 10 years after us. If you were born in the 80s, anything with a number after an 8, you are not Gen X. You are not. We are 10 years older than you, babe. We was in high school in the 80s, graduated high school in the 90s. We were in the streets in the 90s. You are not like us. Stop trying to lump. You are a good 10 years behind us. When we were teenagers, you were children watching Elmo and all that shit. You are not like us. We were raised by the OGs. And when we say OG, we mean our parents, for me, our grandparents, for some, who still felt the heat of that oppression on their necks. My father's generation, born in 1943, were the Brown v. Board education. My dad, I told y'all the story of him before. He told me when he first came to Philadelphia, he went to school barefoot and got laughed at, because where he came from in South Carolina, they still went to the one-room Negro schoolhouse with no shoes on. This is my father. Okay, that's the generation that had fought whose parents fought for them to be able to go to school. So I am not interested in fighting any battles that have already been fought, okay? The enslaved fought to be free. Once they were free, the new freemen fought to be recognized as full citizens of the country, not 3/5, full citizens. Okay? And that fight was almost 100 years, all the way up to 1965. When they got to 1965, the fight was to have all the equal rights and privileges of a U.S. citizen with the Civil Rights Act. Yeah, y'all got us here, but y'all making us step off the sidewalk. We can't get no jobs. We can't get no housing. Y'all still treating us like that was the fight. And then once the civil rights law was passed, then the fight was to have our children be able to take advantage of this stuff that we do. Because the Civil Rights Act was passed in 1965, but in 1975 it still hadn't been implemented. The South was still playing games and still not trying to do it, and schools were still segregated. So the Supreme Court said, by right now, by all means possible, and that's when they started busing. That's what Kamala Harris was talking about, being on the bus, and that was in the 70s. Fought for that. Okay, got busing. Me, I technically I was of the busing generation, but I mean, I guess you could say I was, but I say I wasn't bus, just kind of dumb. I didn't ride the actual bus, and my school was a magnet school. But now that I think about it, yeah, we were the busing generation, because all the black kids that went to our school, that was not their neighborhood school. We got bussed in, so yeah, we were. I guess I was the busing generation. So then the fight after that was, to be able to get into the good schools, to be able to get into the Harvards and all of that. My point with that is, all the fights, we've been fighting for our lives for all the way up till today. And now you younger kids, you want to come in, and because you didn't, like I said, you didn't feel the neck of that oppression like my parents and my grandparents. You didn't feel the you didn't have to step off the sidewalk. You weren't in threat of being lynched. You didn't have to scrape by and just do what the white man wanted you to do. You didn't feel that heat, and you didn't fight to be able to go to school. You guys have not fought for anything, and so now you think that you want to take all these rights away, and you want to go backwards because you want to march down behind these white liberals who never had any rights taken from them. You want to listen to them about how you should carry yourself forward instead of the ancestors who have gotten you to that point. So look, y'all got it. I'm not interested in fighting any more battles. I've taken it all. I took advantage of every battle that was fought prior to me. I did what I was supposed to do. I got my grades. I went to college. I got my education. I'm not fighting it. This is like if after everybody came back from World War II, the big one, which was over in 1945, did all of that, came back, and then in 1955, somebody came up to them, hey, so listen, guys, the kids, yeah, the new generation, the guys that just turning 17, 18, they actually don't really think that the war was, they don't think Hitler was that bad, and they think we should hear him out, and we should give fascism a chance, because we're actually in an echo chamber, and we're closed-minded, and we should give them out, so we're gonna have to go fight that war again. Oh no. No, the beaches of Normandy will not see me again. Paris will not see me again. Berlin, Stuttgart, all these Bellewood, Iwo Jima, the island of Tarawa, the oceans of Midway, they will never see my black. They will not see my black ass again. Y'all want to fight? Y'all go fight. Y'all don't think this was worth it? Y'all think we don't know what we talking about? Y'all just want to listen to whatever somebody tell you on TikTok? I'm not fighting anything, because we were raised by OGs, like I said, and the OGs had a thing called. Everybody says it now, but I don't really feel like y'all know really what it means. When somebody says "fuck around and find out," that came up out the hood, and what it means is, I done told you, leave me alone. I done told you, leave him alone. I done told you not to do that. I done told you whatever it is. I told you that's a scam. I told you that white man, you can't trust that white man. I done told you can't trust that white lady. Whatever it is, I done told you. Stop fucking around with that. Stop fucking around with me. I'm not the one, whatever it is. Because you don't go over there thinking that white lady's on your side. You gonna fuck around and find out, okay? And what that really means is, okay, you don't want to listen. You don't want to take the advice. You don't want to listen to all the people that have already been through that and know how this is going to go. Listen, I work for that white lady. I'm telling you, don't trust her. Don't go to the store and keep the change. She gonna tell you to keep the change. Don't do that, because when her husband get home and ask for that change, she gonna tell him you stole it. So don't fall for that shit. Just give her all her change back, but you don't want to do that. You want to listen to the white lady because the white lady's white, and you gonna keep that change. And that husband came home and she told and asked, "Where's my $1.50?" And she said, "Oh, well, Bernice must have stolen. Now you hanging from a tree." You had to find out. You fucked around because you didn't want to listen, and now you found out. And that's what that means. Fuck around and find out means, okay, basically mean learn the hard way. All right, you don't want to listen to nobody, go over there and get knocked out. Go over there and get lynched. Go over there and get shot. Because nothing nobody is saying to you is getting through to you, so you're just going to have to find out. Find out for yourself. So right now, we are in the find out phase. So all you motherfuckers that want to vote for Trump because he's going to get rid of the bad, he's not talking about me. He's talking about them. He's a white fucking supremacist. He is a white racist. He doesn't like any of you. He doesn't like any of you. He just using you to get the votes, and then he's going to deport. So listen, we in the find out stage. I don't have these Trump people walking around happy, jolly. We won. Yup, y'all sure did. And I want you to get everything you voted for. I'm not even mad about it. Because y'all going to have to find out. This was 400 years in the making. Y'all don't want to, nobody in this country ever wants to listen to black people. Although black people are the only reason that any of you that are not white have any rights. We are the only reason. We are the only ones who stood up and said, hey, man, we just fought this fucking war over slavery. All of us joined up on the North because we wanted to be free, and we didn't care about the South saying, if we catch y'all, we're going to put y'all back in slavery. Well, we already in slavery. We didn't care about the South saying, if we catch y'all, we're going to kill y'all. I'd rather be dead than a slave. Before I be a slave, I'd be buried in my grave. Ain't that what the little Negro spiritual say? We fought that war, and we won it. We fought bravely, and we won it. And the fucking thing, now we are free, and we are going to be free. And we're going to keep pressing until we are free. Black codes, be damned. Jim Crow, be damned. We're going to be pushing till we are the only ones. And because we did that, because the 14th Amendment, which was an amendment that was done to technically, the 14th Amendment applies the federal law to the states. The reason why you needed the 14th Amendment to apply to the states is because the whole Civil War was about us in the slave-owning South. The federal government cannot tell us that we can't own people because we're South Carolina. We are sovereign. We're a republic. And you can't tell us we can't own slaves, Abraham Lincoln. You can't tell us that. So that was what the whole war was over, because the federal government said, look, we have federal authority, states' rights and all of that, but when states' rights conflict with the Constitution, which says all men are created equal, and we're not going to get into Lincoln. I hate when you niggas always want to sidetrack some shit. Lincoln didn't want to free them. Say, don't matter if he wanted to free them, he freed them. That's what matters, right? The whole point of the 14th Amendment is so that the federal Constitution is applied to the states. And one of the things that the 14th Amendment did is to make a full citizen of the United States anybody that was born in the United States. Why would that be so? Why would they need to do that at the end of the Civil War? Because what people at that time in the United States were here, born here, lived here, had been born here, but were not granted free citizenship. Black people, African Americans who have been enslaved. That is who the 14th Amendment specifically applies to. It even says it in there. They're talking about black people. They're talking about formerly enslaved, talking about Negroes, have any person born, and that's who they are talking about. And a lot of people have come after. That's what birthright citizenship is. It has been applied later to different people, the Chinese, because they may not have been born here, but they had been here long enough because the Chinese built the railroads, and they had, by that time, had some people born here, so it applied to them. But the point is that law is for black people, and it has been, because it had to recognize us being born here, it applies to other people, immigrants now being born here. What a lot of you, because you don't know history and you think you better than black people and you think you smarter than us and you believe what the white man tells you and you think that we don't know anything and we just over here lazy and dumb, you don't understand how that affects you, because basically you only have rights that the court says you have. And when Donald Trump says he's getting rid of birthright citizenship, that is exactly what he is talking about. What he is telling you is that if the only reason you are a U.S. citizen is because you, not your mama, not your daddy, you were born here, but your mother and you came from somewhere else. We can't trace you back. Your family has not been here for generations. We can't trace you back. You are the first generation that is born here, or the second. Somebody that came from you before you was not an American citizen. That is birthright. So if you immigrant here after the Afghan war, which a lot of people did, so your parents were born in Afghanistan, they got here, they had you have birthright citizenship. If your grandma or maybe your mom or your dad came over here illegal 20, 30 years ago, I don't know, they've been able to duck immigration all this time, but you were born here, you have birthright citizenship. That means that you have what he is telling you is he is going to get rid of that. What he is telling you is that if your mother is not a citizen, was not born here, if your father was not born here, if your grandmother was not born here, and the only reason your mama got citizenship is because she was born here, and the only reason you got citizenship is because all of y'all are going. None of you are going to be citizens. That is what they are telling you. And I don't know why you don't understand that. And they're telling it to you in two ways. Not only are they saying they're going to get rid of birthright citizenship, when they're asking them, well, what about if the child is born here, but the parent is not? They said, well, we're not going to break up families. We'll send them all. They're telling you that all of you are going, citizen or not. They're going to go back to whoever the person was in 1980 or 1990 or 2000 that was not a citizen, and all of y'all are going. And honestly, this might be a little racist. I don't give a fuck. Because why? Because we didn't find out. We way past fuck around. Y'all done fucked around too much. Y'all fucked around in 2016. See how disastrous that was. Biden came out. Biden fixed everything. Maybe not all of it. And we know, I'll get on. I'm not going to talk about it. Whatever. And then y'all want to go back to that? So now we in find out now. And I don't give a fuck. Because one thing, and people, it's going to affect black people too. There's never been a time in this country where y'all white shenanigans have not affected black people. I just told you the history. It's always affected us since y'all brought us here. First of all, we the only ones that ain't come here voluntarily. They dragged us here. It's always affected. This is not new to us. We have been through this before. That's why all the ancestors, I believe, Nikki Giovanni, rest in peace, are getting out of here. Because they like, hey, okay, all right. Y'all want to just throw all our work away? We're not staying for the second phase of it. And a lot of you love quoting Nikki Giovanni and you love quoting Toni Morrison, and y'all want to be revolutionary so bad. Let me tell you something. Y'all suck. You know why? Because times exactly like this is when Nikki Giovanni and James Baldwin, and Toni Morrison and Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and Stokely Carmichael and Huey Newton and all these great black people that y'all love comparing yourselves to, this is when they were getting busy. In times like this, and y'all are doing shit. Y'all are not doing shit. Y'all not voting. Y'all listening. Y'all tweeting. Y'all listening to podcasts. Y'all protest voting. Y'all are not doing shit. So that's another reason. I don't know when this shit is going to get fixed, if ever, because if you think that man is going to leave the office in 4 years, you're stupid. I don't know when it's going to get fixed, but I know this generation ain't going to be the one to fix it because y'all are complacent. Y'all are weak. Y'all don't have the Constitution. Y'all don't have the character. Y'all don't have the intellect. Y'all don't have anything to do anything. And I'm 50-something years old. I'm Gen X. I'm not doing it. I took advantage. I did what I was supposed to do. I took advantage. I'm not doing it. I'm old. We're not doing it. So yes, we know that black people are going to be affected too, but we always been affected. We know how to get through this. We've been through it before. You guys are in for a shock because you guys come here and you think you don't want to listen to the people who made it possible for you to come here in the first place, because prior to 1965, none of y'all were getting over here. Okay, the Civil Rights Act is what opened immigration. None of you were getting over here. The only people that were over here at in any kind of number as far as immigration was the Chinese, because like I said, they brought them over way early to build the railroads, way early, like right at the end of the war, way early, and some of the Mexicans that had already been here by way of being from Texas and California and all that shit, right? They didn't cross the border crossed them. Okay, them, but the rest of y'all are new. And you have come here by way of all you, like I said, all you Muslims in Detroit that want to vote for Trump because you think Trump are y'all stupid? And I'm going to say another thing that people not going to like. Another reason I don't give a fuck is because you get here. A lot of you, and I can say this because I've been in the military, and anybody listening has been in the military, you know, when you're in the military and you travel, they don't send us to Paris, dog. They don't send us to Berlin. They don't send us to Bali. They send us to the shitholes of the world. That's where the military goes, where it's problems. So Kabul, Afghanistan, Kandahar, Afghanistan, Vietnam, Iraq, wherever there's been wherever there's bullshit at, that's what they send them. So we've been to these places. And we see how those countries are. They don't know shit about them. Some of them countries, they get rid of their constitution every year. Every week they got a new constitution. Oh, we don't want this. And you can see it in the way that they vote. They get here and they vote like they're over there. And they vote in a way that's going to turn this country into the same shithole they left. Because they don't have strategy, they don't know history, and they don't understand how this country works at all. And they refuse to listen to those of us who do. So you're going to have to find out. Trump said it himself. He was like, yeah, we can get the black men, but we can't get black women. You know why you can't get black women? Because black women historically, I know they front the men, but historically black women are the ones who have fought the Civil War, the civil rights fight. Harriet Tubman is the one who freed the slaves, okay? It's been black women. You cannot fool us because we're the ones that fought the fight. We the ones that come up against this shit, even when the men were scary and afraid to get lunch and lynched. And when Kamala was running, a lot of black men were saying, hey, all that women can't run the country y'all talking about is nonsense, because in the black community, big mama, grandmama, mama, auntie, whoever it is, there's a black woman that runs that family. There's a black woman who is the head of that family. The man might be fronted, but what grandma say, go. What mama say, go. What big mama say, go. What auntie say, go. He might send the man out there to tell him, but she's the one that runs that household. Somebody's mama, somebody's grandmama, something. So that's just how we are. And I was talking to a friend of mine, I didn't even think about this. He was like, yeah, because we brought that over with us, because even over in Africa, we saw the movie The Woman King. Those are not made up. Those are true stories. Women were warriors. So we brought those genes, the Mende, the Asante, even once they came over here in Jamaica, the Maroons. African women have always fought and always been warriors. So that's in our blood. That's in our genes. These white bitches, they like getting dragged around the cave by their hair. That's not us. That's never going to be us. So y'all got it. Y'all got it. You are the first generation of people, because you following down behind these white liberals, and you finding out behind people who don't have your best interests at heart and don't have your interests and don't share your story, and you're listening to them and you're not listening to the people who got you the freedom to be so fucking stupid. And so y'all got it. Y'all got it. And I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, they're dragging the immigrants off. I don't give a fuck. Y'all need to find out. Y'all need to find out. Y'all need to find out. This is what happens when you fuck around the way you fucked around. So y'all gonna be getting up out of here. And if y'all keep saying he can't do it, I'm telling you, he can and he will. He got the whole Congress, and he got that corrupt Supreme Court that was put there just for this purpose, just to carry out his shit. And I just don't really know what to tell y'all because, like I said, he's not going to leave in 4 years. And I don't. This election here was very important, and it's because of that reason. Because if you think a man who ran up on the Capitol when he lost and tried to overturn and came real close to overturn the election is going to leave now that he's in office, you crazy. And so people talking about the Democrats' message. This is what I think the problem has always been with the Democrats. They're too old. Chuck and Nancy need to go. I don't know who needs to step up, but we need to start getting back to common sense. We have to be strategic. And because when they take the person's name off the policies, people prefer Democratic policies. You know why they think the GOP is because of all these podcasts? Because AOC, since she's been elected, has been railing, why do y'all spend all these millions of dollars on TV ads? Nobody watches linear TV anymore. It's the podcasts. It's the YouTubes. It's all right wing. It's all right wing. It's all GOP MAGA bullshit. That's all that they hear, and they don't hear a pushback. They don't hear a pushback. When you stand up there and say, well, Joe Biden, the prices were too high, you just let people say that, and you don't push back and say, well, no, actually, the prices were high because of Trump. Trump did such and such, and it's carrying over. You notice now the prices are coming down. That's because when you don't say that, just what you want to hear goes. And also the other part of it's a lot of shitty people in America. And we got to stop doing this better angels bullshit. It ain't no better angels. There ain't no better angels. Okay, a lot of people don't understand shit, but a slap upside the head. So, and sometimes you just got to slap. You got to grab people by their collar. You got to force feed them. Somebody made a good point. It's like, yo, where's all the Democratic propaganda? It's not enough to just say, oh, that's wrong, and do these old fucking stupid ass, this nerd shit y'all want to do, where y'all think everything is a debate and everything is a talk off. It's not no. Shove it down their throats. World War II, if you look, Uncle Sam, that's pure propaganda. Uncle Sam was created because they needed people to buy war bonds because as World War II was stretching on, people was kind of like, look, man, that's their problem over there. We ain't got nothing. I don't care what go over. And they needed the war to stretch on, so they stole war bonds. And that's what Uncle Sam wants you. All that shit is propaganda. In the Cold War, all of the, if you know anything about the Cold War, all that's like nuclear signs and Russia and all that's all propaganda. And the Democrats got away from that. And you need to get it back. And the candidate running for president can't do everything. They can't do everything, especially when they're on a short schedule. But I just want to say, I think Kamala running. Everybody's talking about what she did wrong, what she did. I think she ran an excellent campaign for the time that she had. I think a lot of people can point fucking fingers all they want to. I think that no other candidate that they had wouldn't be able to execute that as well as she executed. And she still got a lot of fucking votes. Still got a lot of fucking votes. The problem is you motherfuckers think that staying home is an option. When you do not vote, that is a vote for Trump because those people are coming out. So when you don't vote, you're voting for Trump. That's the problem. MAGA understands that and they go out and vote. We don't. We want to stay home and play games. And the game is over now. Y'all don't have to listen to me. Y'all don't have to believe me, but I'm telling you, it's over. This motherfucker is aligned with Putin. He's aligned with the dictators and the autocrats and the bad people of the world. And the USA has forever been the only fucking bastion against that. We are the ones that come to everybody's aid against that. We can't come to nobody's aid now because we're a part of it. And so the rest of the world is just on their own. And that means that it means that we're fucked. That's basically what it means. Because it means that when Putin tries to march into wherever he marches into next, there might be a little wrinkle though. Because Syria fell, and when Syria fell, I said that's a good thing if they could keep the religious extremists out. So far, if they can keep the religious extremists out and turn that into a free society, that fucks a lot of shit up for Russia, and I hope that happens. But that's all I can say because. I mean, it doesn't look like anybody's standing up against anything. Nobody has any courage. Everybody's scared of this man. Well, I'm just going to resign. Fuck that. Make him fire you. The Congress is not fighting back. Nobody's fighting back. And I do get the criticism of Democrats. Like y'all seem a little. If I don't know shit, which is most of America, and I'm not educated, and you have been telling me for months and months and months and years and years, this man's a traitor. He's a this. He's a that. He's a criminal. But then when he wins, you invite him up to the White House. I'm gonna think you full of shit. This man is either a danger or he's not. And if he's a danger, then it's time to don't invite him. This is the same dude that ran up in the Capitol. Now you're just going to invite him back? I don't see anybody fighting back. Merrick Garland was the worst decision, and he has. If we survive, or if we don't, they dig us up years later. At some point, somebody gonna say that was where where civilization fell, because that motherfucker. And I told y'all that. I said I don't believe he's playing no long game. I don't believe he's being meticulous, because my past experience, when we used to trace terrorists and we used to do investigations and we used to try to get to the heart of the shit, that's not how it looks. That's not how it looks. When you see the low level, nobody people going to jail, that means that nobody's being rolled. They're just trying to. And so I think he's been a disaster. I think that was a mistake by Joe Biden appointing him in the first place. And when you saw that he wasn't immediately going to investigate all of that, you should have been fired and should have put somebody in there who would. There's no way you should have sat back for 4 years and let that man just do nothing. Why this man sold classified documents, and it was the state of New York that had to prosecute? The federal government came on way later, and they want to do a special prosecutor. What do you need a special prosecutor for? The nigga got the pictures on the floor here. So we in find out time, and I'm not gonna let them stress me out, because I'm just not. Like, it's gonna be what it is, and I think it's gonna be really bad. But again, we in find out. It's nothing. We can't do nothing. We tried to tell y'all. And you just want to be hard-headed, and a lot of it is like, I don't know how. I'm from Philadelphia. I told you I was raised by. Philadelphia is a majority black city, and I'm not familiar with these people who are not taught their history and their pride as part of their upbringing. I don't come from those kind of people. I wasn't raised by whitest right people. I wasn't raised like, oh, we got to do like the white folks do. I was not raised like that. Our people, our grandparents, our parents, they were the civil rights warriors, be it on the MLK church, middle class side, or the black revolutionary side, like my father and them. He was I told y'all he's former NOI. Whatever the case, whatever side it came from, we were raised with pride. We were raised with dignity. We were raised, hey, your Uncle Larry got lynched because of blah blah blah. You better leave them white people alone. Your uncle, you had a cousin. My cousin back in 1945, whistled at the white girl in the store and they lynched him. Stay away. But y'all new people, y'all think that shit is sweet. Y'all think that white is right. Y'all take checks to do whatever these white people want you to say and do. It's really nobody with any character anymore. It's really and it's nobody. None of these people are in community, and none of these people care about black people. They only care about themselves. They think success means being the only black billionaire, or one of two billionaires, or being a seat at the table type bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's not it. Being the only black, that's not it. It should be that every black person, and again, I'm gonna say what I mean. Shut the fuck up with the capitalist shit. I don't want to hear that shit. It should be that if I want to be a billionaire, I should have the same way to be a billionaire as anybody else. That's what it should be. Not, I'm special. I'm one of these special blacks, these new blacks. It's not the same. They complain about, Kamala Harris paid Beyonce this amount of money. When people are like, well, they have to pay a production cost. Okay, yeah, you can make that argument, but I know that Aretha Franklin went on a tour so that she could give money to Martin Luther King for the struggle. Okay, Sidney Poitier and Harry Belafonte risked their life many times dodging the Klan, trying to get money that they had raised to civil rights workers. They wasn't asking nobody. They would just show up because they showed up. Nobody was. And you think Sidney Poitier asked, "Oh, I can come, but you got to pay my production cost"? Huh? Never. What? Doug, this is for a greater cause. You can't eat that. You ain't got enough money to eat that. So it's not the same. It's not the same kind of people. They don't have the same character. They don't have the same strength, and they don't have the same mind. They don't have the right mind. They don't. Their mentality is over there with the white man. Their mentality is, let me come out here with these white people and talk bad about black people and say that we have a criminality problem because I want to own an NFL team. That's where their mind is at. You know, so we don't have the character of people that we used to have. We don't have I haven't seen anybody show any courage or anything. Nobody wants to step out of line. Y'all running up there to take pictures with Trump. Everybody thinks that being contrarian or just saying the opposite means that you're not like the other blacks. This is so, like, I'm not, in other words, I'm not letting y'all stress me out. I'm gonna take care of mine. I'm gonna do what I need to do. If it's any and I'm not gonna worry about nobody else. I can't, because we don't have the kind of community. We don't have the kind of black people that we used to have. Nobody wants to give up anything. Nobody wants to do anything. Nobody wants to be uncomfortable. Nobody wants to get off their iPhone. So I'm just take care of me and mine, and I suggest y'all do the same, because this shit, whenever it gets fixed, if it gets fixed, it's not going to be in our lifetime. It's going to be bad before it gets worse, because I told you, this man's not going to leave in 4 years. And I don't have any confidence in current leadership to right the ship. I just don't, because I just don't. They sat, I mean, to me, if you make the incumbent resign in July and set up this kind of situation because you let media convince you that he's too old and this is the outcome, you should be fired. You should be called. If you were a football coach and your season went like this, you would have been fired. You would have been fired. If you was up 23, what was it? What was that Atlanta Super Bowl, and you ended up losing, you would be fired, right? So, but what I will say, I'll throw this out there, because I get a lot of people. So y'all know I'm an attorney. And I have done deals for other podcasts. I know how it works. But one of the things I think that we do need to start doing is we need to stand up. Like, the other side has a media apparatus. They have the Joe Rogans, they have the Joe Buddens, they have the Charlemagnes, they have all these people lining up to be on their side. And we don't have anything like that on this side. And so I've had people approach me, hey, if you ever want to do anything more with your podcast, let me know. And one of the reasons I haven't so far is because, like I said, once they give you a check, you got to do an episode every week regardless, right? And I never wanted to have my back against a wall like that. But, like, I'm like, well, you know what? I can't keep saying that nobody's standing up. I have the ability to have my voice heard. I mean, it don't go far, but I can do this, and I know other people are doing it. Like, I can, so we gotta do something. Like, we gotta start somewhere. So anybody listening, and I know some of you have approached me, and maybe I'll reach out to you separately, but, like, look, it's room for all kinds of voices. Anybody know how, help? I know how, can help me. I'm busy. I work is the problem. I know I don't have time to be reaching out and trying to get a deal and talk to this network and talk to this network and go to this. I don't have time for that. But if anybody that wants to assist me with that, and I'll pay you, this ain't no NPR shit. I'll pay you to, maybe see how far this could go. And I know really what I would like to do is, and I've thought about this a long time, the same way you have, like, well, I'm a podcast listener. So, same way you have, like, Tenderfoot Network, and you have all these networks, podcast networks that have different podcasts on them. I would like to get that for people like me, for, like, me and a couple other podcasts that I listen to, our voice, because what's been out here so far is not it. And I know we got these other social justice, that I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people like me who will speak plainly, who will say the things that need to be said, who, not running up the flagpole and all this crazy fringe shit that has been used as wedges against us. Like, I just want real people with real common sense that are saying real things. Like, somebody said this on Blue Sky, and it's true. It's like, it's not that we're upset that Trump won and he's a Republican. It's not being a Republican, because a lot of us, when I say us, regular people, we don't align with a lot of this leftist shit and crazy shit that y'all be talking about. We don't. One, and I'll tell you, and this might get me in trouble, is this trans sports issue. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Being able to be in the Olympics as a trans person, that's a privilege. That's not a right. And I don't think that we should be banging and making that a top issue because somebody that's trans wants to be able to swim in the gold. Like, nigga, that's not a right. Yeah, should you have a right to exist? Yes. Should you have a right to live your life? Yes. Should you have a right to have your sex change or whatever you want to do to make you feel like who you are? Sure. Okay, I believe that. I know some people don't, but I do. But all this other shit, you want to be in the women's pool, you want to be on the women's basketball, I personally don't agree with that. I don't agree with that because, nigga, like, that's not, you doing too much now. You doing too much. And, you know, they have women's sports and they have men's sports. Okay? And you being in the, if you want to go down to the Y and play ball with whoever, fine, but you making a fight, a civil rights justice fight, there's so much shit that we need to do, and for you to be trying to make this like some election issue, I just think that's bullshit. That's a privilege. That's a privilege, my dude. And if you wanted to swim that bad, you should just stay where you was at. That's how I feel about it. I'm sorry. I don't feel like that's a, I don't feel like that you being able to run with women runners and you because you feel like a woman or you're trans, that's fine. We'll let you be trans. But if they don't, to me, that if they don't want you there, they don't want you there. And it's not a right. It's not a right. You don't have a right to run in the Olympics. I'm sorry, but you don't. That's a privilege. Okay. Also, other thing I want to say is back to the podcast topic, and I told you I was going to be all over the place. I don't have a script. I'm so sorry. Hope y'all can follow. I'm on YouTube a lot. I'm on the different podcasts, and I'm actively looking for LGBT content, mainly Black lesbians content, because I feel like that's the least represented. We got a lot of white gay male plethora doing makeup tutorials, whatever you're doing. Black gay male, we have some. I feel like, and a little bit that we do, y'all, please, Lord in heaven, there is so much going on in the world. We are in dire times. We are in, hey, it's go time. It's fight mode. There's so much that needs to be done. Why are all these podcasts and YouTube shows around relationships? Femme versus mask versus femme. Jesus Christ. It's giving low reader. It's giving y'all stupid. It's giving y'all fucking retarded. Please, they are coming after your rights. They coming for the trans people first, but they coming for the rest of us next. They coming for gay marriage. They coming for all of it. Can y'all please get some fucking pride and some backbone and some seriousness about you? Where are these? I'm tired. Every fucking thing is, what's it like dating a woman with kids? Like, can y'all grow the fuck up? This is what I'm saying. So if I'm not interested in that type of content is what I'm saying. When I say that I think that I want to hear shows be produced and put out there from us. I'm talking about from us that have things to say, that know things, that will research what we don't know and are talking serious subject. Hey, listen, so they probably about to be able to come for gay marriage. What are we going to do? Like, what do you think of that kind of stuff? I'm so tired of studs say this, femme say this. Oh, I'm a stud. I'm going to put a dress on for a day and be a femme. Y'all grow up. That's so fucking childish and stupid. Can y'all be serious? Can somebody be serious? And I'm not saying everything got to be a political, but like Joe Rogan, perfect example. This nigga's a goddamn dummy. He's not smart. He's not saying anything, but he has a podcast where he's pushing these taking us backwards points. And you on the other side are doing stud versus femme and doing these reality show reviews. And I'm not saying don't do that. Yeah, we have to be entertained. I get that. But can somebody be serious? Is there anybody out there can push back? And again, I'm not talking about your little sassy, I read him down weight. Nobody cares about that shit. I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all sitting on these TikToks and doing all these Beyonce reads and Taylor Swift. Nobody gives a shit. That is not moving any fucking body. It's not. We need propaganda. We don't need this debate team nerd shit that we've been doing for years. Look where it got us. We need propaganda. We need niggas to be reckless. Get on here and say shit like, hey, you don't need to be in the fucking Olympics, man. That shit is fucking it's a distraction. Yeah, we want you to have your rights, but like we not about to take that to the president, nigga, that y'all could be in the Olympics. Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. That's what we need. That's what we need. We not all this fucking what is that shit called? Triggered shit that y'all keep talking about. Everything somebody say, bringing y'all to y'all knees. Please cut that shit out. We don't got time for that. You're the part of the solution, you're part of the problem. And all this weak neck shit. I just can't vote for either one because I can't get this generation, and I'm talking about a lot of millennials, because we saw y'all in 2016. Y'all are not able to swallow what is bad in order to get through to what is good. Y'all are not able to go underwater, hold your breath, swim through that fucking muddy ass. Maybe it might be some bodies in this bitch. We don't know. What's that I just scraped up against? Oh shit. Y'all don't know how to get through the tunnel, to get to the other side, to get to the clean water. Y'all don't know how to do that. Everything has to be absolutely perfect, or you're triggered, or you're this, or you're that. And I'm saying I'm tired of that shit. That's what we need warriors. We need tough people. We need people that can fucking take the lashes. We need people that can fucking take the name calling. We need people that can sit at the lunch counter and have them fucking white people pour all that shit on them and beat them up and call them nigger and drag them off the stools. And we need those kind of people back. That's what we need. This soft shit, this triggered shit, this I'ma say it, new parenting shit. The reason why these motherfuckers don't know shit and so susceptible to chat GTP and TikTok is I don't have time to read to y'all kids. I gotta make dinner. I gotta do that. I can't read to my kids. That's on the school. Well, the school suck. Because George Bush came through and now they're not learning how to read. They're not learning how to think. They're not learning how to process information. They can't tell propaganda from real. Somebody also said this on Blue Sky. I didn't think about it, but I was like, damn, that's a good point. The fact that those of us who are educated and able to do it can look at something and recognize it as propaganda, or recognize that it's not quite true, or recognize that, hey, this is something trying to fool me or trick me. That is a skill that is acquired through education. That's not something that most people have, and that's the Democrats' problem. They assume that people have and they don't. That is something that you learn in school. You learn, and over years. You learn it in social studies. You learn it in language arts, where the teacher teaches you how to learn a primary source from a secondary source, for how to, this is not a reputable source. This is just a link on the internet. Go to the Library of Congress or go to the actual book. That's something that is taught and learned as you get educated, and honed and crafted as you get educated. And those of us who are educated, we work around other people who are educated, and we have that skill. And I'm saying we, because some of y'all know, some of them educated ones still don't have it. But you know, like, especially these newer ones. But you know what I'm saying? Like, that is something that is learned. That is a learned skill that is fine-tuned and honed. That is how you are able to look at something on social media and say, that's bullshit. That's propaganda. They're trying to get you to do this. But that's not something that everybody can do. Most people I'm not on Facebook. And that's part of the reason why I left Facebook. I ain't been on Facebook since, like, I think 2012, 2013, because I just couldn't deal with all the dumb shit. I couldn't deal with y'all keep reposting, I don't have the rights to this music, please. And everybody reposting that stupid shit. All this chain letter shit. All this posting. Your grandmama posting clearly altered photos. Look, Rihanna's eating the shark. Like, I just couldn't. I couldn't deal with that. It was way too dumb for me. But that's the type of shit they get fooled, because it is a skill that you learn through education. And 70% of this country is not educated. They don't have college degrees. They weren't good in school, and even in the school you had to go to. And it's a skill that you have to learn. So that's why I'm saying We got to stop trying to be so technical and so scholarly and just push propaganda. Push it down their throats. This is what I want you to ingest, because that's what the other side is doing. That's the other side of that, and send these little fucking want to be macho dudes to war, because I'm so tired of hearing about this alpha male bullshit. Look, I'm a Marine Corps veteran, okay? I was a Russian cryptologic linguist. I got out and went overseas, and I did some badass shit. I'm not saying I was a lioness, but matter of fact, when people ask me, so if y'all watch Lioness, right? The last episode of Lioness, first of all, excellent show. Excellent show. Very true to life from my experience. But when people ask me, did you go down range? I say I went down range, but I ain't go down range. I was the ones direct. So when that in that episode in Lioness where Zoe Saldana gets there and tells them what they have to do, and she talks to the CIA lady, the head of station, and was like, so she was like, are you kidding me? I'm head of station. I'm not doing that shit. I'm staying right here. That was my job. That was me. I wasn't the head of station, but I was on the head of station team. We were the ones that was like, oh no, y'all go. We gonna tell y'all where to go. We gonna send y'all back up. This is what you do. But yeah, that was my job. I laughed so hard at that part because I was like, that was us. So when people ask me, were you in combat? Yes, I was. I was in combat. However, I was not out there with the SEALs and the Delta team. We was in the rear with the gear. Y'all go. We got y'all. Okay, go. All right, y'all got 5 minutes. They coming up on y'all. Hurry up. That was my job. Okay? So I feel I earn with everything I say. I'm so tired of these little snot-nosed little boys running around talking about alpha this and submit and some that. You know how your granddaddy got all that, and not all of it was great, but you know how he got the big piece of chicken? He had to fight a war. They had to go fight a war. They had to live through a depression, which we might have experience with. They had to live through a depression where they were starved to death, and then they had to go fight a war. And that's how they got the big piece of chicken. You want the big piece of chicken, and you don't want to do anything. You want a big piece of chicken and split the bills. Nigga, nah. That don't work like that. So, all I'm saying is, I know y'all might have been waiting for some political breakdown, but I'm not going to give it to you because I'm over it. I'm done. Like, whatever, it's going to be what it's going to be. It is what it is. This group project has been the worst group project ever. We cannot get you people to do the right thing. We cannot get you people. It's the easiest thing in the world is to just vote for the right person. We can't get you to do that. But then you want to not do that, and then you want to act like you're going to fight. You're not fighting. Y'all not doing shit. Y'all not boycotting shit. Man, y'all quitting jobs because they won't let you work remote. Y'all are not going to save us. I don't know who it is, but it's not going to be y'all. It's going to be probably 2 or 3 generations after we done whoever come and attack us and Trump crashes the economy and doesn't leave and drives us into the next Great Depression, and we had a whole lot of misery, and whatever comes out of that, that's who's going to save us. I'll be dead by then. So, yeah, that's it. I'm sorry I didn't script this out, so I'm kind of just pulling shit out in my head. The Eagles play the Steelers this week. We're the favorites, but people are picking the Steelers. I'm picking the Eagles because every game that we play, I think most Eagles fans can say this, we win the game, but we see that if we just do 1 or 2 things different, we can blow teams out. That Panthers game, perfect example. Running the ball, then all of a sudden we decide to start throwing it. And when we start throwing it, Jalen took a sack. So it was dumb. If we would have just kept running the ball, we would have blew them the fuck out. So every Eagles game is like that. Every Eagles game, yeah, we win it, but it's like, it's so close to us just blowing teams out, right? And I think that's what people see when they say that we're the best team in the NFC. I think we're better than the Lions. The problem is, like I just said, we got a coach with a thinking problem. Number one, we got and it's so bad that you can always tell. Y'all know when y'all watch Eagles fans, y'all know when y'all watching those games, you can tell which play Sirianni done stuck his foot in, because it's gonna be a fucking disaster. It's gonna be some stupid pass play. Jalen's gonna either take a sack or hold the ball too long, or it's gonna be incomplete. You can always tell because we be rolling, and then all of a sudden, out of left field, here comes a dumb play, and you know that was Sirianni. It's like you can always tell. So. But I think we're going to beat the Steelers because I just think we're good. I think we have too many threats. I think people making too much of this whole. I think um um BG should have shut the fuck up. He never should have said that to the press. I don't. I think it's a little bit overrated. I think people like, oh, they're not friends no more. I don't think that's what he was saying. I think he was saying y'all were friends before, but now y'all on the same team and y'all actually have to play. That is, things are different now. So it's not just we homeboys, but we don't play on the same team. It's different now. Like, yeah, you my homeboy, but I can't throw the ball to you every time. And I'm a little worried about that because we know Jalen will start to, I don't know. Hopefully he don't try to overcompensate, but we got too many threats. We got AJ Brown, yes. We also have Smitty. We have Dallas Goddard. We have Cal Katera. We have Saquon Barkley, who I think should be the MVP. We have so many pieces that it's hard to shut it all down. When we lose, we beat ourselves, is what I'm saying. And so I'm not selling Pittsburgh short, but I just don't think they have as many pieces as we do. And we have a really good defense. And we have a really good offensive line. And people, look, it's been a lot of back and forth on Jalen. I personally think Jalen has regressed since his Super Bowl season. However, I think that unlike some of the other quarterbacks who are said to be better than Jalen Hurts, when it's time to turn on and make the play, Jalen turns on and he makes the play. He might not be good in the first half. He might have a few, but when it's time to run it into the end zone, when it's time to make the keep, he makes it. And you could say that's the difference between him and some other quarterbacks who are supposed to be better than him, who they team suck, who don't make the playoffs. That's all I'm gonna say. So, but I'm not gonna ride all out on Jay because I do think Jalen needs to play better. I do think he still holds the ball too long. I still think you have too many threats to have to. You can't tell me nobody's open. You can't tell me between Smitty, Goddard, AJ, Dotson, nobody is open. You can't. Somebody's open. You're holding the ball too long, and but I get it. He doesn't want. I prefer that than to throw the interception. So I don't know. Maybe that's what he's saying. Look, I'm not throwing that ball because that's going to be. I don't know. But they need to get together. But I think if we beat Pittsburgh, then y'all got to shut the fuck up about Jalen and the Eagles. I think if we beat Pittsburgh, because y'all keep saying we not beating nobody. Hey, we can only play who they put in front of us. We play in the same teams that all these other teams are playing at some point. We beating them. Y'all not. I don't know what to say. We played the Rams, we beat them. We played Cincinnati, we beat them. It might have been early in the season, but it was early in the season for us too. We still beat them. I don't know. So, I you know, I think we'll beat Pittsburgh. We should beat Pittsburgh. Let me say that. But we wait till we get home and play terrible. I just got a feeling after this week they all gonna have something to prove and they might have a good game. But it could be have something to prove. And Nick Sirianni and his thinking problems, we could lose. I don't know. I don't have. I don't. I'm not. I'm 75% confident that we should beat the Steelers. To put it like that. But I'm 100% confident if we do beat the Steelers, everybody got to shut the fuck up and we are the best team in the NFC. Okay, not knocking the Lions. I see the Lions, but I also see I don't think the Lions have as many pieces as we do, and the Lions lose games that we wouldn't have lost. And I know they've run the score up on some people, but I mean whatever. Anyway, I've been talking for about an hour. Sorry, this was rambling. I just wanted to get it out to y'all. Sorry to keep y'all waiting. I don't know. I gotta figure out what this is gonna be in this new environment because it can't be what I'm not gonna be talking about this nigga is what I'm trying to say. So it got to be some kind of pop culture. So I didn't mention Drake and Kendrick because I don't really care about that. I've told you my opinion on Drake before. I like Kendrick, but I think Kendrick all them fucking uh spoken word albums I did not like. I like hip hoppy, not like us. Let's get this shit rappy rap Kendrick, but radio friendly Kendrick. That's what I like. Although I don't like Luther, which a lot of y'all do. But I like GNX. But everybody that said what need to be said. I've never been a Drake fan. I'm over that. But shout out to Kendrick. Yeah, so that's it. Like I said, anybody listening, I know some lawyers are listening to this. You got some ideas of what, or somebody out do this, pitch to this, do that. I'm open to it because it got to be some other voices out here. And, I'll jump out there and say I could be one. and I just don't have the time. I know what it takes to get those podcast deals. I know what it takes, and I just don't have the time. I'm so busy at work, and y'all know I'm married, and I'm in a lot, and I go back and forth to Maryland. It's a lot. So, reach out on Blue Sky. You can reach out to thanks for asking podcast at gmail.com, but I prefer Blue Sky because I never ever check that email. LinkedIn, it's all kind of ways to get me, just if you care to. All right, y'all. So look, I got the episode out. I don't know how great it was. I usually listen back. I'll probably listen back to this in a couple days and realize it was terrible. But I just wanted to give y'all something. I know y'all been waiting forever. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all about my leg. Um, I'm better now. I basically was I had root torn meniscus root tear surgery. It's a very common sports injury. I've actually injured it before, but when I was younger, I was always able to get it healed with physical therapy. This time I was not. The doctor suggested I have surgery to just repair it. So that's what I did. It's a very routine surgery, very easy surgery. The problem is the recovery sucks. You have to be on crutches for 2 months. And when I say on crutches, I mean you can't put any weight on your leg for 2 months. And that sounds bad, but in practice, I never want to. Just put it like this: I never want to do it again. I could not put any weight on my left leg for 2 months. I had one of those full leg braces. Some of y'all saw it. I posted pictures of that black knee brace that goes like almost up to your hip, on my knee, on my leg all the time. Only really took it off to sleep after a little bit. Um, I had a wheelchair to get around because it just was, you never realize how much you need your leg till you need it. And I said I was going to wonder how much it is, since I was going to tell y'all, but it was just like, cause my wife works at night. So I did my convalescence down there. I worked from home I had surgery on August 29th. I came back December 2nd. I had been in Maryland all that time, and my wife works at night. And so, I was by myself at night. She would leave about 9, 10 at night. So she would set me up, like bring me food, everything I was gonna need through the night. But I was by myself. And so I had to get up, go to the bathroom. It was a mess because it took me longer to go to the bathroom than I realized, because you on crutches. I got this brace. And so anybody that's ever had this will know, like, going to the bathroom was a mess because it takes a long time. You think your bladder knows you gotta go. You trying to get all your stuff down and it's stuck on the brace, and you think it's down. You think you good, but you realize it's stuck on the brace in the back. So I done peed down on my damn. I went through so many underwear just trying to go to fucking bathroom because I couldn't get it down. Sometimes I had to go, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go. Or on the way there, it's starting to. I'm getting way too personal. I peed on myself a lot. Let's just say that. And I probably shouldn't tell y'all, but it was traumatizing for me, and I wasn't expecting that. I didn't think I would have those issues. Like, what the fuck? Oh my God, you gotta be fucking kidding me right now. So, it was because I couldn't. I'm a girl, so we have to sit down to go to the bathroom. Try to sit down with one leg when you can't put weight on. Can only sit. Try it and you'll see what I'm saying. Try to stand up when you can't put weight on one leg. Try to like pull your clothes up or whatever you got to do on one leg. Try it. I had to have a chair in the shower because I couldn't stand. It was terrible. I was climbing up the stairs like a drug addict, like both my legs broke. I had to basically crawl up the stairs on my butt, crawl down. One thing about it though, on those crutches, holding my big back self, running on crutches for months, my upper body is tight as a motherfucker. My back, but it was a terrible time. I would never do it again. I would never want to do it again. So I have the brace off. I've since November 18th, I've been walking back on my leg. It's not 100%. I'm doing my physical therapy. I am walking a little better now. Still somewhat of a limp. But the main thing is, because I was off of I couldn't put weight on that left side for so long. My body and my brain is still pulling everything to the right. And so the physical therapy is meant to break away the scar tissue, but also get my body to balance. Like, I catch myself even now when I'm standing, leaning to the right because so it's tough. So I'm walking. I still can't go upstairs properly. Like, I can't. I have to lift my foot and do one step at a time. My left leg doesn't bend back to the 120 degrees. It never really did, but it can go a little bit further. So I still can't go, like, I can't step downstairs with my left leg and then have my right leg follow. I can't do that quite yet. So I have to put my left leg down, put my left leg down, put my right. So it takes me forever to go up and downstairs. It's a hassle, but it'll get there. Thank you for all the well wishes. Thank you for everybody that, kept asking me about my leg. It's coming along. It's going to be a little bit. My doctor is very aggressive. I'm like, Doc, I'm not 20 no more. I'm an old bitch now. And, it's just going to take a minute. I'm not back on the Peloton yet. I'm not back in the gym yet, only because I tried it out, and like, I have weights in here, and even to lift weights properly, you have to have your balance, and I'm still really pulling to the right side, so I'm going to have to adjust so that I can do weights properly without injuring something else. I can get on the Peloton, but I can't do a full ride. Basically, I can get on the Peloton and just spin the pedals around because, like I said, my leg is not quite all the way where it should be. So I have to figure something out for working out, but I'll worry about it after the holidays. Um, yeah, so sorry, I forgot to tell y'all about the legs. I went a little longer to update on y'all. But yeah, there you go. This is 359, episode 359. Thanks for asking. The wait has been long. I know, I'm sorry. This is, but here y'all go. I don't know when the next one will be, but like I said, I have to, I'll figure it out what this is gonna be. I have to be in a mood. I just have not. And I'm not talking about Trump or none of this shit. I'm not. It's just I'm not. All right. So thank you for listening. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your loyalty. I appreciate it. I don't take y'all for granted, but y'all gotta understand that nigga got a job and a whole lot of other shit going on, and I don't get paid for this yet. So, like, maybe we'll get to that point, and then y'all will get an episode every week because nigga got money. But till then. Enjoy your holiday. We're going into Christmas. We're going into New Year. Enjoy your holiday. Relax. I know I need it. I know y'all need it. We all need it. Yeah, and thanks for coming out. God bless. Good night. Peace.